Hi, this is Margie Drube from the Drube team. I'm here today with Tiffany Martinez of DTM Enterprises. She's a home inspector. We're going to let her introduce herself, and then we're going to talk a little bit about home inspection for buyers and sellers. Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, Margie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you hanging in there?
We're doing really well. You know what? I'm a woman-owned business. It's just me and my husband, and we've been in about 2.5 years of home inspection with this company. Altogether, about 40 years of construction and inspection experience. So if I don't know the answer, he does.
Oh, that's so excellent. So, okay, so home inspections, people are buying or selling a home. Tell us a little bit about what a home inspection is, including its kind of cost and how that gets paid, seller versus buyer.
Sure. What a home inspection is what I do is I go in and I look at, if I have to crawl under your crawl space, I do that, climb into the attic, check your insulation. So it's basically kicking the tires on a car. What does it look like? Oh, there's a little dark patch on this wall. Do I need to test for mold? Are the carpets wet? So things that kind of jump out. There's things that I can't look at, like the pipes in your wall. I won't rip up carpets or move big furniture to see everything. But we're basically letting you know some of the issues that you may run into when you purchase this house. You don't want to purchase a house and then find out that there's the roof has been recently poorly repatched. So that's the kind of things that I'll bring to the attention.
Okay. And then what is the cost of a typical, let's say we've got a 2,000 square foot or 1,500 square foot house. What, for a buyer or a seller, what is the typical cost of that sort of inspection?
I go strictly by square footage.
Okay.
We'll do the living quarters in a garage, and you're looking at 1,000 square feet to 1,500 square feet, $350.
Oh, okay.
About 2,500 square feet, you're looking at about $500.
Okay. All right.
And then you will get a full report the next day.
Excellent. And in this full report, you're not saying that you know everything. You're saying, I saw this, you might want to have it checked out.
Yeah, like for example, I'll say, what, the window looks like it's not going to stay on the track when it's opened. So, consult a licensed or contractor. Because I'll test your electricity, but if it's tested grounded, then I'll say, contact a certified electrician. I can't say it needs to be rewired. I can't say you need to how to fix it, because that's not my job.
Right. Perfect. And then, so what we know what a home inspection is. What is it not? What?
That's a good question. It's not a contract bid. I can't tell you how much it's going to cost to tear out a wall. I don't know how much it's going to cost to take out trees. Working with my husband, since he's been in the construction industry for so long, he has contacts with over 200 different contractors. If you need a tree taken out, we can give you 2 or 3 names. We don't get kickbacks on that. We just know the stress that comes along with buying a home, that you need a few suggestions. It's not an appraisal. I can't tell you what your house is worth. I have no idea. And that's a whole different job. But people think, oh, you're here to look at the house. What do you think? How much do you think a hot water costs? Well, hot water heater. I don't know. So those are the things that it's not. We can tell you, for the most part, some of the issues that the house has, but not any kind of value to it.
Okay, perfect. And then what is the benefits of a home inspection to a seller? Let's say I'm a seller and I'm thinking, should I get a home inspection or not? Tell us how it benefits them.
What it does is it's like taking your car to the mechanic and having it fixed before you sell it, or cleaning it out before you sell it. So me as a buyer, I can walk up to the seller and the seller's going to tell me, you know what, it needs a new roof. That's going to get fixed on Tuesday, or it needs a new roof, but I'm not willing to fix it. So I already know what's wrong with it. It's basically like full disclosure. Here's what's wrong with my house. Do you want it or not?
Yeah.
And so that makes it easy. And I think for a buyer, buyers trust that. It's basically full transparency, and it makes them more at ease.
I love when a seller, and we work generally, we're broaching over into being listing agents, but for the last 3 years, Alicia and I focus on buyers. We love buyers. We love that energy. But I do love when a seller, that full disclosure, I had a home inspection and I got these things repaired, but I'm not going to do these. Just tell it like it is.
Yes.
California, disclose, disclose, disclose. And if you're willing to pony up the $350 or $500 to say, I had them check out my house and here's what we know.
Absolutely.
Especially if it's a rental or it was a vacation home and you didn't spend a ton of time there, so you just don't know a lot. That's really good benefit. And then, okay, so then we know how it benefits a seller, the full disclosure. Kind of the same. How's it benefit the buyer? Sort of the same, I guess.
I think for the buyer, it is the same. Like, again, with the car reference, you're not going to buy a car without having a mechanic check it out. And you don't know, well, you know, the wood is kind of warped under the sink. Is that a current leak? Is it not? I have a moisture meter as part of my inspection. I can tell you if there's been recent moisture in that area. Most people don't have that. So it's just basically you're investing so much money into this house. You want to know what you're buying. And, you know, if it doesn't matter if the cold water doesn't work on the second floor, then it's okay. As long as you know that, you're okay with still buying it.
Right. If you're going to tear out the kitchen anyway, you might not care that there'd been a leak in the sink in the past because you're ripping that whole thing out anyway. But I did have, we recently had a leak under a sink that the inspector noted as a possible, but not a concern, just noted it. And then when the buyers moved in, dishwasher turns on, water spraying under the sink, everything had to be revisited. So it's important to really pick through those. It's hard to know which ones are going to be a deal breaker and which ones you got to address, but the sellers, fixed it after the fact. So it worked out, which is good. Okay, so what should we watch out for in inspection? What are the things to watch out for?
For me personally, it's hard when I have people follow me around saying, did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? I had a lady one time underneath the kitchen cabinet was a little, a nick. Well, are you going to put that on your report? I can't. So that just keeps me from doing my job. I think as a buyer, and this may be me personally, I don't know. I would kind of watch out for an inspector that comes through your house and says, oh, it looks like there's a leak here. I can fix that. It looks like your door is scraping and needs to be rehung. I can fix that.
Yeah, the inspectors don't repair things.
Yeah, and you know what? Have one job. I'm a good inspector. I'm not a good contractor, so I'm just going to stick to inspecting.
Right. And I do think when people are thinking, an inspection is not a checklist to get a discount on a purchase. And for a seller, an inspection is not a checklist to say your buyer gets to have a discount. It's a disclosure. We're not saying, and I tell buyers, look through the home inspection and let's find the make or break items. Like, I won't buy this house if, right? But then if the door scrapes a little and you want to fix that after the fact, or you want to get $50 off your, you got to be, your home inspection is not your get out of free jail discount card.
But you'd be surprised. I hear the conversation between buyers and agents and saying, well, that door scrapes. How much do you think we can get off? And I feel kind of bad when I put, oh yeah, it's minor, the door scrapes, but it's something that I see during inspection. We've actually had somebody's, there was a wall furnace that wasn't working. So I noted on there at time of inspection, it wasn't working. And they said, well, no, it was working, I'm sorry, because about 2 weeks after it stopped working. And he said, if you say on your report that it wasn't working, then it'll be under warranty. And I said, I can't. That's at time of inspection, it was working. But there may be people out there, hey, for $200, I'll go ahead and fix the report. It's not worth it. It's our name out there, and I won't do stuff like that.
Good for you. I mean, at the end of the day, we have integrity. That's really all we have. Yeah, that and our morals. I mean, come on, people. Yep. And then, okay, so what are the pitfalls to watch out for with a home inspection?
I think the pitfalls are the same for me and the buyer, which would be fresh paint, like very fresh paint. Maybe they're trying to hide a stain, a watermark, a leak. I walked into just a house the other day that the furnace door was screwed shut. And I said, I can't look at the furnace. Oh, you don't need to look at the furnace. Okay, so that thing, so I told the agent, I said, I took a picture of the door and I said, I can't get into this door. So I'm going to put on there that I can't inspect the furnace. So that was a little bit of a red flag. Any kind of recent repairs. It may have been a repair, but it may also be like a little cover up. Just, what do they call it? Makeup on a pig or lipstick on a pig.
Right.
Just sort of cover it up, make it pretty for when the potential buyers come through. So
And
that's something that you really have to look at.
Right. And as long as they disclose, hey, the sink was leaking, but we fixed it.
Totally different story.
Yeah, now you know. But if there's a bunch of new parts under the sink and they didn't say that they'd replace the sink or the faucet, now what? So disclose. Again, what's that? Disclose, 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 disclose.
Exactly.
Well, great. Okay, can you think of one last thing you want to tell people about a home inspection or about anything involved in the process?
I know you're dishing out a lot of money. You're paying for appraisals, you're paying for inspectors, you're paying for paperwork and agents, but what you're getting is peace of mind of what you're buying. This is going to be your home. You want to make sure that it's the right one. So, I wouldn't go with the cheapest inspector. I wouldn't go with the most expensive one. Go with somebody who you're comfortable with, who you can ask questions, who says to you during inspection, you know what, at the end of the inspection, give me 10 minutes of your time, 15 minutes, we'll go through some of the major things. And then I always ask the clients, did you see anything that is of concern? What concerns you the most? And maybe I didn't look at it because it wasn't a big deal. It was mostly cosmetic. So, $300, $500 is cheap if it's a peace of mind on your home.
Right. No, that's excellent. Well, thank you so much, Tiffany. I think we really answered a lot of questions that people will have about what is a home inspection, what is it not, what should I do, what should I not do? Like, don't be thinking you're going to get a giant discount because they, have old hardware on their kitchen cabinets, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
You want to remodel the kitchen, remodel it, but it's probably not. So great. Thanks for your time. We'll have your links to your DTM Enterprises below. And if anyone has questions, I'm sure they're going to give you a call.
Absolutely. We're ready. Thank you,
Look
Margie.
forward to working with you again. I know we're all the way up here and you go all the way south, but it was a great experience. Thanks so much.
All you need to do is call me. Thank you, Margie.
Got it. Thanks so much.